I'm going to just do some math with you real quick. Okay. So there's 251 working days in 2024. That's after you get out all of the holidays and you get out all of the 3-day weekends and all of that stuff. So, and if you took 15 days off of work, which would be 3 weeks, that would leave 236 working days. If you asked one person a day, you'd ask 236 people if they could refer you any business, because, you know, that's what you do. I don't buy leads, however you want to ask that question. So if you ask 236 people and only 10% of them referred you, that'd be 23 referrals. I'm seeing some statistics now that say, the more I research this subject, that up to 70% of those leads close, which is just an awesome conversion rate, right? Like a 70% closure rate on referrals that are warm leads from past clients. But the fact that you're being endorsed by somebody that's already used you, and you're being endorsed by somebody the other person knows and trusts, just dramatically improves that ratio. So if 23% of them, if you got 23 referrals and you closed 50% of them, that'd be 11 and a half people. Let's round it down to 10. 10 deals closed, average $475,000 average loan amount, 1%, $4,750, 10 closings, $47,500 to spend 3 minutes asking for a referral once a day. So it's $201 every time, $200 every time you ask somebody for a referral. You get paid $200 to ask people for a referral. You have to start thinking like this, that I get paid, and write that down and put it on your desk. I get paid $200 every time I ask a client for a referral. Because if you're going to get referrals from people that like you and trust you. And so some more statistics that I've dug up is that 91% of customers say they'd give a referral, but only 11% of salespeople ask for referrals. Dale Carnegie quote. And there's another one from MTD Sales Training that 83% of customers are willing to give a referral, but only 29% actually do give a referral because the salesperson never asked them. So your customers want to refer you because especially if you look at, to me, the layup referral is the 5-star review. I think the 5-star review that you guys get, you don't have to, you can certainly respond electronically as soon as you get it, or, you know, respond to the referral online, especially when we start doing these Google referrals, these Google with Bird Eye, those referral, those are going to show up and they're going to help your search engine results. But if we're going to get better at this, and I just, this is one of those things where the reason I've latched onto this and I want to keep talking about it, and I want to spend like a quarter talking about it, is to get you guys to understand the awareness and the simplicity of what we're doing. So Hobber and I had breakfast the other day. The thing about this business, we were talking about this, that the thing about our business is that we get our business primarily from 2 sources. All of us get primarily our leads come from 2 sources: real estate agents and people we know. And people we know include people that you've done loans for or people that referred you a business. But that's because the overwhelming majority of the business we get out of our database is repeat business. It's not referrals by past clients. And there's nothing wrong with getting a lot of business, you know, a lot of repeat business. It's like, high five me, you did a really good job. But the fact that you are so referable that the customer would come back to you is something that I think we're not doing a good job of recognizing. The fact that they come back to you tells you you're referable, or they wouldn't come back. We all agree with that? The fact that they use you again tells you, shit, I'm really referable. But if that customer never refers you and you're like, I wonder why they never refer me. It's like, well, have you ever asked them? I would bet that 9 times out of 10, the answer is like, no. I mean, other than an email that I sent and everything else. So I think the perfect opportunity to ask for that referral is right after you get that 5-star review. I think that's the perfect time. But think about it. We don't invest a lot of time in trying to get our own leads. And that's what this is. This is you trying to get your own lead without you having to go to a third-party professional to get it, right? So you're not asking. So when we ask financial advisors and when we ask real estate agents for leads, we're asking them to do the prospecting that we want them to prospect for us, right? Like, hey, get some leads, okay? Because I'll help them. So it's kind of funny, like, did you guys get any leads this weekend that I can follow up on? It's like, and so my question to you is like, well, did you get any leads that you can follow up on this weekend? Because you could ask 5 past clients this weekend or over the week. If every week you asked 5 people if they had a referral or if they could refer business to you, you'd be doing your own lead generation then instead of trying to get someone to do it for you. I guess you're kind of doing that. You're getting them to refer somebody to you, but you're the source of that business rather than the real estate agent being the source of that business. So I just think it's something to pay attention to. And if these statistics are right, 91% of customers say they'd refer you, but only 11% of people ask. 83% of customers are willing to give a referral, but only 29% actually do because the salesperson never asked. And again, we have these great 5-star review history. I think that's the best opportunity and the best time to ask for that referral. So Giuseppe, thanks for jumping on. I did some math here that there's 236. If you took 3 weeks off this year, there's 236 working days left in the year after you get out all the holidays. If you asked one person a day, that'd be 236 people. If 10% referred, 23 people, 50% conversion, it's 11.5 deals. Let's round it down to 10 deals, $475,000 average loan amount, $47,500. If you divide that by 236, you get paid $200 every time you ask somebody for a referral. So just put that on your desktop. I get paid $200 every time I ask somebody for a referral. And then we have to track it. Like, so VIP got back to me on, they were trying to figure out, they think there's a way for us to track past client referrals as an opportunity so that we can easily pull up that metric in Salesforce. But I got the Pavle's working on many upgrades, and this could take a while to do, so I'm not holding my breath. But if I was doing this, if I was in your shoes, I'd want to start figuring out some way to keep track of this on a regular basis. And the reason I think so is if these statistics are even half right, we're just leaving a lot of opportunity on the table by not asking more clients for these referrals. So I'm putting together I'm going to just start getting this information out, and I'm trying to put something together that is some kind of a training booklet on this subject of asking clients for referrals. I just think it's a big miss. It's been a big miss on my part for the last 20 years because I didn't do a good job doing it either. And so the question we asked everybody, Giuseppe, was, did you ask anybody this week for a referral? Did you ask any of your clients verbally for a referral? The closest we got was Chris Hauber texted somebody. And so that was as good as we got, and he got a positive response.
Gee, I texted a guy I didn't close from 2021. I mean, give me a little credit.
I gave you credit. Just didn't.
Kind of. Did you ask for any referrals this week, Dave?
I'm asking. I'm getting ready to right now. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So here's
Look at
my
that
referral.
face getting red.
Here's my referral. It is a little bit. Here's my referral. Here's my referral request. So I have a proposition for all of you. So I'm in recruiting mode, right? And so I got like 3 people right now that I'm talking to that look fairly promising. I'm not, till they show up, the day they have to actually show up, based on the coaching that I'm getting on this, like even when they say they're coming, they don't always come. So even if they accept your offer, they don't always show up the first day, which is strange to me, but okay. But I'm looking for more warm referrals to loan officers. So if anybody here, so here's the offer, is that if you would refer me, before I get to it, and throw out to the customers that you're going to ask, and maybe this will help you be more attuned to asking your clients, like, hey, if you refer somebody to me, I'll give them a $500 closing cost credit if they use me because you referred them. So, because you're already going to give, that past client's going to get a no cost refinance out of you already. So ask them, tell them you'll do a $500 closing cost credit. Would you give a $500? You would absolutely give take $500 off your commission if you could do that, right? So I know I would. So the referral ask from you guys is if you know a loan officer that you think would be a good culture fit, because that's important. They got to be a good culture fit. We have a no dicks allowed policy here. And then people that are, interested in participating, like they want to grow this is the community that I'm trying to build here is one of sharing like this, where everybody talks about and they try to help each other and they try to grow together. And so I'm looking for warm referrals. If you refer somebody to me, you have to DM them or text them and say, hey, the owner of our company was asking me if I knew anybody, and I thought of you. And he's gonna, if it's okay, I'm gonna have him reach out to you. He just wants to introduce himself. He's not gonna try to recruit you. He just wants to get to know more people in the marketplace. That's all I want. I don't want them like going, hey, would you take a meeting with Dave? Like, no, he just wants to introduce himself. He's trying to network with more loan officers in the marketplace. And I thought of you. If you do that, I'll pay you $250 for everybody you do that for. If I hire them, they're closing at least 24 deals a year, right? Last 12 months, 24 deals. Like, you give me this doesn't apply for anybody with no experience. This doesn't apply for people that are doing, 6 deals last year or something. If I hire them and they come on board, I'll pay you $5,000. I'll give you a $5,000 travel voucher, so I don't have to pay you, taxable money. I'll give you a $5,000 travel voucher. If I hire 2, I give you 10. If I hire 3, I'll give you 15. I don't care. In the past, we've talked about doing these referral things where you're going to get like an override. I was like, well, that's not very exciting to me because they have to produce. You have to wait for them to produce. And this way, it's like, sweet. So there you go. That's my offer. So if you know anybody, if there's people that I think a lot of you, everybody knows other loan officers. So if there's anybody that that you think I would like to meet and that you would like to think would be a good fit for this culture and for this company, then I want to meet them. So that's, yes. So the answer to your freaking question, Hobber, is yeah, I just did. I just asked for a referral. I asked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I asked like 8. I asked like 8 people for referrals today. How many? What are you up to?
I need a bonus from Ryan, Casey, John.
No experience. No experience. No experience.
We'll count it when you start asking for referrals from the people you're already meeting with. We'll count that.
No, there Dave, you're killing it, bro. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
What else? I had a really good call with Mike Metz yesterday. Just when we have these disagreements, I don't know if that's the right word, when we have opposing points of view when it comes to underwriting guidelines, things like that. I wanted to talk about setting up a really robust, it was really good to have Dan Katai in here because we were talking about this, and Katai's like, remember when I set up the escalation policy at Fairway? And he's like, yeah. It was a really cool escalation policy. It was supposed to be very unemotional, factual, and then everything, just got another level, and it went to another level. And eventually Dan was the ultimate arbitrator, but then he brought in some guru savant guy that was like a genius at guidelines. He just knew everything, and he could tell him, do the loan, don't do the loan. It was really nice. But anyway, so I was talking to Metz yesterday about this, and I'm like, dude, we just have to have a way that we can have an open-minded conversation by all parties where I didn't say this to you, Hobber, yesterday, but it's like, so that you guys know, anybody that is wrong, they don't think they're wrong. Did you know that? So people who are wrong, they don't think they're wrong. They think you're wrong. They're like, no, you're wrong. And if that's how these conversations between us and underwriting, or us and Karen, or nothing, if that's how these go, we're just Republicans and Democrats, and we can't agree on anything, and we just hang up and like, this is bullshit. It's like, okay, we have to stop that because that's not productive and that doesn't get us anywhere. And so what I asked Metz to do is like, we just need to figure out an escalation policy that gives us an opportunity for all parties to be heard and for all parties to recognize they might be wrong. And you have to do that too. You guys have to be open to the ideas like, hey, maybe I am wrong, like that, because I've been wrong. I've been wrong many times when it comes to mortgages and income calcs that I've done that I'm sure was right. Like, oh shit, I screwed that up, right? Like I later feel like, oh shit, I was wrong, because we're pretty sure that we don't do something wrong and think we did it wrong. We think we did it right, and then that's what I need from everybody is humility on both sides. So it starts with us. And your ability, when we talked about this year, when we did the business planning, your ability to lead yourself is really critical in your growth, and your ability to be humble enough to recognize that, hey, I might be wrong. And the only way that we're going to get anywhere in life, unless we're like stranded on a desert island somewhere with no one around, is figuring out how to get along with others. Such a critical skill. How do you get along with other people to help you get where you want to go and make them feel like they want to help you get there? Because when you don't give other people respect, and this is one of the things I said to Mike Metz yesterday, I said, sometimes it doesn't feel like we're getting respect when we deal with some of the people at VIP. Now, I'm sure that some of the people at Zenith have not delivered a level of respect to the people at VIP, and that's wrong. And I'm going to be addressing that with everybody. Like, we have to be respectful if we want respect. And so just remember that in life, it doesn't matter, not just at Zenith and not just in your work, but in life, you get what you give others. You get back from others what you give. So if you're kind to others, they'll be kind to you. If you're rude to others, they'll be rude to you. Don't be surprised when it happens.